So that is...
I love how that, like, can be the answer to anything.
Right, but truly, like, I'm willing to put up with a lot of shit for a story. And if that story is compelling, if it's something that I'm interested in. And I take a lot of joy in that novelty of being made to stop. Because I'm there for the ride. However they want to take me on that ride, I'm there for it. And in interactive entertainment, that's a dicey proposition. Taking control out of the hands of the player and forcing them to do things. And in some cases, it is a fucking disaster. If you are willing to take that ride, I think Alan Wake does some really, really interesting stuff with that ultimately. I like the sense that everything is building to something, and it's showing you everything, and it's making you stop long enough to see everything. Because being able to see all of those details, that's how a mystery story works. A good mystery story needs to set up and show the reader or consumer all of the necessary details that they would need to solve the mystery on their own. That's why BBC Sherlock sucks.
Yes. And this is a thing I did want to say, is I know I made the BBC Sherlock comparison, and I will say there are moments where this does BBC Sherlock. There are moments where this does undoubtedly not give you any of the clues you would need to work a thing out.
I 100% disagree with that statement. There is not a single moment in the plot of this game that I encountered where I did not also encounter something that gave me the pieces to put that together myself.
The amount of times Martin Freeman is sarcastic in Alan Wake 2. Completely lifted.
Look, if you say that is the case, I will trust you on that, while also going, my experience playing was, to use the first example the game throws up, how the fuck would I, the player, have known that those two people had a conversation about a necklace they stole that was shaped like a tree?
Oh, that's not necessary for you to know at that point in the story, though.
No, but that is the point I'm making, is that in that moment, a deduction as part of this mystery is made by the detective that I, the consumer, could not have made.
That's another mystery.
It's not presented as a mystery.
That is kind of my point, is in that moment, it annoyed me in the way that BBC Sherlock annoys me, because the detective goes, well, I've worked out this thing that I'm not showing you how I worked out, and you couldn't have worked out, and you just sort of know. And I'm sure that later that is building to some kind of something about how she is doing that, but in the moment, it was frustrating because it felt like Sherlock worked out that this person's not married because of dust on the ring.
Whether or not they justify that shit later doesn't take away from how it made one feel in the moment. If any piece of media has spent hours pissing you off with plot contrivances and just infuriating levels of ass-pull bullshit, and then at the end says, but you see, it wasn't bollocks the whole time. I still felt like I was experiencing bollocks.
I get where you're coming from on that, and I understand that. And I think that, honestly, this is a function of so much bad media storytelling that we have consumed over the years that we've lost faith in a piece of media's capacity to earn what it's doing. I don't think we're wrong to feel that way, is what I'm getting at. I think that is 100% earned by the climate, but at the same time, and this is me, I was willing to give Sam Lake the space.
I want to be clear about my stance of where I'm at, so that I'm not misconstrued.
Sure.
I am ultimately on the side that you're on this, Conrad, in that I am playing this with Initially, I was a little frustrated, and then I came up with a plausible excuse in my head and went, I'm willing to trust that even if the thing I am guessing is going to happen isn't ultimately the answer, I trust that there is a deliberate direction to this. I am not as frustrated by it as you are, Steph, but I can 100% understand that frustration, because after that conversation about the necklace near the start of the game, I did have about 15 minutes where I was like, do I hate this game? And I came around on it, but that is a, like, definitive barrier that, like, I could totally see myself have gone the way you went, Steph, which was, is this going to annoy me so much that I can't put it aside and enjoy the rest of the game in the meantime?
And I can't disagree with that position at all. Like, it's totally fair to find this frustrating. I think that the story is, well, it's built in a deliberately confusing way, and that can be a challenge to deal with. And it's not perfect, for sure. I do think that it ultimately accomplishes the goals that it has, and I do think it is ultimately a satisfying story. But I would not fault anybody.
Should we do this?
Not wanting to deal with it. You do have to go in willing to just sort of accept.
Let's launch MegaMan X
explained.
Legacy Collection 2.
I'm not going to say that that is quote-unquote textbook good writing.
No.
I think that it is expecting a lot of an audience that you, as a writer, have to expect a certain degree of audience will not buy in.
There's also, like, just the problems inherent to what they're attempting to do in the broader Remedy Games sense, right?
Yeah.
Like, the introduction of Alan Wake
Legacy Collection.
I thought
That is a choice they...
I thought most people liked Alan Wake 2. I've not played it. I've not played any Alan Wakes, but... I've only heard good things about it. Sega!
MegaMan X7.
MegaMan. Ride Borski. All right, we've got... Oh no, a time bomb has been set on the course. You know how to use... Right, chaser, right. Use B to speed up. Use Y for the buster. This is really awkward to shoot and do the speed up button at the same time. Right, so the first one is here. And it's somewhere along here. Really? Can I reverse? No, I can't. Right. Alright, let's go again and try to save Luke. Don't just do that. We have to get this every single time, don't we? Hey.
Ready?
I like how we're down to half health already. Okay, and Luke is... I don't know if Luke got me anything. He should have done. Alright, what are we doing now? Soldier Stone Kong.
Ready?
Not especially.
Can you hear me, Zero?
We're getting a DNA core reading. It seems to be emanating from Ruinsman. That sounds like a really bad original series. Boss. I'm tempted to turn down the difficulty because it's just taking so many hits to kill everyone, and I really don't have the patience for it. Not Dave. That was silly of me trying to air dash over the fucker. I was pressing that. Oh, he's nearly dead. Okay, never mind. You can't go back there. I have a feeling I wanted to jump on that. Can I jump on this? What the fuck? Okay, that was weird. Okay, they can't get through that gap. Oh! How many fucking hits do you take?
Can you hear me, Axel?
There are spikes just below you. You'll take too much damage from them unless you are Ruinsman. Are you Ruinsman? What the fuck is... I don't know who Ruinsman is. Can you, like, actually jump? Oh, that's Ruinsman.
Ready?
See.
Can you hear me, Axel?
Runesman did not return. So I'm just going to sacrifice a life. Alright, just don't dash.
Ready?
Just don't fucking air dash to him. I don't care. What? I'm just stuck because... What? I don't understand A-Trans. Fucking shots does he take? Of course he transformed back when he was on the spikes. Why would he not do that? I'm going to piss. I'll see you in a minute.
They made
that choice, and I thought it was it was an interesting choice, and one that filled me with a sense of mild dread. The conclusion of the expansion material in Control makes some implications about the functioning of that world they could have gone two directions with Alan Wake's inclusion in Control. And the direction they chose is not the one that I would have chosen. Furthermore, when we get to Alan Wake 2, the presence of Control in that narrative, some of the things introduced, I find that to be a bit much.
Yeah, Alan Wake is one of those things that it was a self-contained thing that I don't feel like needed to be part of a bigger world.
Yeah, and the extent to which that bigger world is now intruding, maybe isn't the best word, but is now involved in the smaller story. It feels weird. I'm not crazy about it. I love Control, but I don't necessarily want it in everything. That relates to one of the things that I think that they've really demonstrated in Alan Wake 2 as a studio, is their ability to build upon and take what they've learned with subsequent games. this game illustrates it so well because of what it does in terms of showing you other worlds. I mean, all right, let's just say it. The Dark Place is like fucking Max Payne.
Yeah, that it is.
You know what makes me laugh about The Dark Place? Because this involves hack fucking writing. All I can hear is I'm Garth Marenghi. I'm thinking of actually subtitling my review, Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
It's the first 10 minutes of the game fucked me. And so I'm gonna tell this because if you're gonna play it, you're not gonna be spoiled in the first 10 minutes. But if that concerns you, then go. I don't know, skip a few minutes. Sam Lake was the model for Max Payne, right? Sam Lake was the model for Max Payne, and he's the model for Alex Casey, the Alan Wake created detective character who is exactly like Max Payne and makes me think that if they hadn't sold Max Payne to Take-Two, this would just be Max Payne. Then you have like the actor performing live action, motion capture, and the inspiration for the previous character originally, and it's just like, oh god, what are we doing here? What level of meta reality are we functioning on with the telling of this story? But everything in Alan Wake 2 feels like it is put together from building blocks that they established in previous games. The narration coming from, originally Max Payne, and they've carried that through. Perspective shift, or the use of players' perspective to play tricks on them in terms of navigation and things like that. They did that really well in Control. That carries on to here in some really interesting ways. The visual presentation with the overlays and the narration. I love those. You know what I could do without? The screaming, flashing 2000s jump scare shit.
From an accessibility perspective, the fact that those like full screen rapid flashes cannot be reduced or turned off is fucking ridiculous.
It is, yes. And I'm startled then annoyed. Like, it's not that they're ineffective. I don't want to say that they're not effective. Yes, they're effective at achieving the goal of, like, startling me. Good job. But it doesn't need to be done anywhere at all, really. It doesn't need to be done at all, but it certainly doesn't need to be done to the extent and frequency with which Alan Wake 2 does it. That sucks. And it really sucks that there's no way to adjust it for accessibility purposes, because, that blows.
Yes.
I like that there's so much less combat in this.
I agree.
I think the combat's tougher.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Minor little complaint I have about this, and it's one thing that's kind of stuck with me while playing, is I wish there was some option for some kind of navigation assist, because as someone that struggles with visual memory, this game has a lot of dark, wet forest.
Yep.
And no minimap and no otherwise indicator of where you're going, and having to, and this is my place where the Mind Palace frustrates me, is as someone that struggles to remember where I'm going and needs to frequently check the map, the fact that I have to go into the Mind Palace, walk to the map and check the map board is like one too many steps for me. That's the point where that mechanically frustrates me, and I don't think it adds to the narrative, or at least from what I've seen so far. It just feels like a barrier between me and a tool I need to be getting around that world that isn't terribly clear about where I should be going. That is my biggest mechanical issue with it.
And that map sucks. I see why they chose to do it this way. Like, I get it, because they're trying to make you feel disoriented in that environment because it is so samey. The areas are really well designed and detailed.
Dupe. I'm muted, but never mind. Defaults to cancel every time. I can't make it easy. Sad. Fuck's sake. Fine. Well, at least this level is basically a normal Mega Man level.
Ready?
Can you hear me, Zero?
Why did I do this? He still takes a whole ton of hits. And they still just take one. That's close. Right. While walking, press X. I see. I don't know if that first one ever drops. Oh well. Oh, he can hover. How do I hover? I don't know how I did that.
Can you hear me,
Oh, did I use iframes there? It was not it's not intentional. Oh. Okay, that was death down there. I thought... But that was the way forward. Wrong button. There's a capsule on this level, isn't there? Yes. Go on, need to sneeze. Ah. Right. I don't know what that was. Did I pick it up? I was going to say I don't know what that was I picked up. I don't know if I actually did pick it up. I seem to have done. Tom, no! Saved him.
Ready?
Oh. Did we do good? Oh, hi.
Great and wise Stone Kong.
The great and wise Stone Kong.
can do is stay true to our beliefs, wherever they might lead us.
Oh, and this is you doing that, is it?
What Red Alert is doing is wrong!
I know that. Both you and I know they are being manipulated.
By whom, I wonder?
I fight for loyalty. Ready yourself.
Surely the loyal thing would be to expose the manipulation so that they don't all die needlessly. See. Does moving wheel work on you? You may never know. Well, landed in the fire. Fine, let's be Zero. Oh, Zero does way more damage. I would have been better off just staying with Zero. Fair enough. Gokumonken. While standing, press and hold Y. Counter enemies with a slash attack when they touch your saber. Ooh, you touch my tra-la-la. I ding ding dong. Alright, let's see if I missed anything on Wukong's level. Heart tank. Yeah, got that one. EX tanks above one of the roads. Yep. Boots capsule. I was correct. There was a capsule on this level. On a branch high up, a little bit past the spike section, you'll see two ape head statues stacked One on top of the other. Don't destroy them. Climb them, then dash left onto a tree branch. Okay. Oh, cutscene.
Like I said, my friends in Red Alert are all really skilled Reploids.
Except I heard they were mostly criminals.
No! They don't do anything bad. Well, at least most of the time.
They are, skilled and criminal or not.
I'm serious.
Counter
Until
mutually exclusive.
suddenly everyone changed.
Suddenly? What do you mean?
When the Maverick Hunters, even the Reploids, stopped following Red's orders.
Now, can I get... Can I get the armor parts without X?
Here goes nothing.
Can you hear me, Axel? Can you hear me, Axel?
Right, okay. That's a bit counterintuitive. But you hover by pressing and holding jump. Not by double jumping. Or by dash jumping.
Can you hear me, Axel?
Right. Oh, Rookie Hunter mode. Spikes don't kill you. Rappers do. I done a documentary on BBC Two. Whoops. Alright, this is a spike section. Okay. So I need to be X. That makes sense. Do you copy? This is a dangerous mission. Walk along the jets to reach the mothership. They have to ease upon attacks to avoid hitting their friends. Nori, I know you can do it. Derek! You can shoot through the plane, of course you can. Who are your jets? No, I mean they're melting Bender's face. That was scary, the way he just didn't want to fucking jump. What the fuck? How did I miss that? I keep falling through it. I don't know how I'm supposed to grab it. Okay, staying still isn't how you do it either. I think that's how you're supposed to do it. I think. Alright, get on to the one that's not going so well. I fall to my death. Okay, got it that time. I thought the game had broken for a moment then.
Ready?
Can you hear me?
Let's see. Path to the heart of the mothership. Got it. Go through the shutters between the two cannons. First, you'll have to beat the cannons and the gatekeepers to break the lock. I love how you're knocked down the whole time, so you can't actually... Kelly! Is this doing anything? You shooter the cunt.
Ready?
Leave it. Here goes nothing. Time to switch. Here goes nothing. Time to switch. Here goes nothing. Time to switch.
Whoops. Okay. I'm used to left trigger, like, centering the camera on 3D games of this era, which is not what it does here. Great, thanks for that camera angle. You're doing really well. Oh, we got an extra life. That's useful. Oh, sorry, Bert. Bert! Oh, fell over. Damon! Oh. I really wish I could pick these up as 0. Time to switch!
Before I destroy you, let me ask you a question. What is your real purpose? It can't just be getting Axel back.
I want to see if the Reploid that fascinated him so was really all that great. So, let's see what you're worth.
About £3.50.
Warning! Warning!
Fuck it. I can't be bothered to wait for you to come back into range. Weapon releases a boomerang that slices through enemies that come with its trajectory. Just out of curiosity, did I have your weakness? No. Oh, wow. Got Barry. Fuck's sake! I hate the default option being... Okay, what I hate is how long the text takes to scroll. So you're spamming fucking A's to get on with it. And then it hits no.
So you said they suddenly changed.
Yeah! One day, Red suddenly asked me to hand over the copied DNA data. He never asked me to do that before.
You don't mean...
Exactly! Soon after that, they started getting more and more powerful.
So they used the DNA data?
I think so. But Red didn't tell me everything. All I know is that I was used for my stupid ability.
Alright, was there anything else in Air Forces I want? No. Do I want to use cyber fields? It's a fucking horrible level. What a strange place. Terrible transmissions. Ooh. Our data and sell as much. You're on your own. Like always, then.
Can you hear me?
We've located DNA core energy. Former generation samurai Axel go through the wall. I do like how the game is like an actual port, not being emulated. So it's like much higher res than the PS2 version. It does actually look good. I see what you mean by samurai. And I have to stab them in the back because that's the honorable thing to do with a samurai. On new info, it's like you've been transported into a zero-gravity environment. The floating switches can send to the rear area. I want to go to the rear area. It's all rear and area-y. Oh, I need to jump. Oh, there's a capsule here too. No, okay, that's still backwards. Can I jump on top of that? Is this where I wanted to go? No, a capsule. Not a capsule, a teleporter. Oh, I'm at the boss.
Oh, so you've come, little one.
Isn't it about time for your retirement?
This one is a big talker. Shouldn't you concentrate on being granted hunter status?
Aw, man! You always were good at figuring people out.
Oh, man!
Oh, yes. And of course, I know why you're here, too. So why do you think I'm here?
Know thy
To be killed.
You're a real pain, geezer.
Geezer.
Now, I want you to fight like normal. I need to get good data on you, boy.
Fine with me. I'm no good at holding back anyway.
Warning! Warning!
Apparently this. Fuck is he? The cooldown on this wheel is immense. I'm spamming Y. That went through him. That went through him. Alright, it's just not going where it's targeting. It's not even doing much damage. You gonna actually attack or what? Press the fucking... You gonna... Oh, am I out? Never mind then. Never mind. While walking, press X. What? Was X the right button? As always, I should have just... this. There's a heart tank.
Red Alert has changed completely. They aren't the friends I knew anymore.
Axel.
All they cared about was their own power-ups, while I devoted myself to data collection. At first, I thought it was to help them, but the scale of their thievery escalated. Soon, I couldn't stand it anymore, so I jumped ship and...
And what?
It's nothing. It's just... Nobody in Red Alert had the ability to use DNA data to power up Reploids.
So, there's a missing link.
I'm getting a little bit hungry. So I'm going to go get something to eat. I'm going to go on BRB. I'm going to roll a advert on Twitch. And I'll be back in a couple of minutes. I'll see you very soon.
And,
Yes.
you know, and yeah, that's a choice that they made, I think, specifically to make you feel lost, but I do not disagree at all that the access to the map, if it had a dedicated button, I probably wouldn't be as bothered by it. And and I had to deal with it a lot because I have nearly 100%ed this. It sucks. The map is not great, and I get it. I don't have to like it.
I'm glad there's less combat too, because it's not good.
Combat in Alan Wake's never been good.
Yeah, that's the thing. And it's part of my sort of frustration here is it plays like it did in the early 2010s.
Yep,
and
it does.
I'm someone that likes to see games sort of evolve a little bit in areas where evolution is needed. I know some people justify bad combat in some games with, well, combat's not the point, to which my answer has always been, well, why put it in? Like, don't make me engage with something if you can't be asked.
I think the bad combat in Alan Wake 1 served a narrative purpose in that Alan Wake is not a warrior by any stretch. But that doesn't change the fact that it still sucks.
Yeah, it doesn't change the experience.
Yeah, it fit within the narrative cohesively, but you're right, it's not fun combat.
And that jumps me on to something that I have tended to rant about before in the past. I consider it one of the most harmful things to the development of horror games, survival horror in particular, was what I consider the great lie of bad controls. The belief that Resident Evil was scary because the controls were shit. And I think that had such a bad influence on horror gaming and our attitudes towards it.
I don't think it's that the controls are shit in Alan Wake, though. I think
No,
that it's the
no,
camera and the movement, the AI of the enemies.
I wasn't making the one-to-one comparison.
Sure.
I was just saying that it's all part of a broader issue I have with this idea of, do we make gameplay bad on purpose, and when we justify that?
Right, but that narrative thing doesn't work in Alan Wake 2 anyway.
Yeah.
Because half the
yeah.
game is played with a character who is perfectly capable.
And the thing is Silent Hill 2, the character isn't a combat veteran there, but and he isn't good at fighting, but you can also avoid 90% of the combat. Whereas here, it railroads you.
I will say in Alan Wake 2, a lot of combat is much more avoidable.
A lot of it, not all of it. And the stuff that you can't avoid is really fucking harsh sometimes.
Yeah, the boss encounters are are a lot in this.
Look, I put this game on easy because I know that I don't enjoy shooters at the best of times, and, like, yeah, even on easy difficulty, the bosses are a bit of a spike. The fact that those are most of the fights I've had have been the bosses, you know, a lot of it is dodgeable.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, talking of dodging, how do you get on with the dodging in the Alan Wake games? Because I've never gotten on with it.
It's mapped to L1, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a weirdly unintuitive place to map it. That's my main thought. My brain doesn't think of that to dodge.
Yeah. I've never nailed the timing. And I've been playing Lords of the Fallen, like, I have been dodging like a motherfucker. But there's some weird disconnect between the telegraphing of enemy attacks and the dodging. And I always, and this was true of Alan Wake, the first one as well, I'm always getting hit.
I got on better with it in Alan Wake 1, truth told. I don't know if the window was a little bit wider, or it was the difference in where the camera is positioned over the shoulder that I was able to see it and time it better. But I struggle a lot with the dodge in this one. I think I've only ever gotten the perfect dodge with the slow-mo like half a dozen times. It's not good. It's not a good dodge. The combat overall is not good. And the other thing, you mentioned survival horror. This I've heard Sam Lake in a couple of interviews here refer to this as a survival horror game.
Really?
Yeah, I don't see it.
Huh. No.
I truly don't. There is inventory management.
Yeah.
But if you're having to manage the inventory and it's a problem, then you have bigger problems, I think, in terms of your ability to address the combat, because it certainly supplies you with plenty of equipment and ammunition to do it, and, you're just tossing stuff away for the most part.
While it has combat for the most part, this is more of an adventure game.
It really is, yeah.
With perhaps elements of walking sim in a non-derogatory fashion.
This has more action than an old-school adventure. But that is ultimately, I think, what we have here.
Yeah.
I don't disagree. I'm only like 5 hours in, and the feeling I have right now that might not stick through the experience is a lot of the things it's doing, it feels like this game is going to ultimately justify by these are the conventions of the genre within which we are existing, be that horror or detective mystery or whatever genre. The sort of point that Alan Wake 1 finished on, that the way that the powers involved in this setting work is that you have to write within what is believable within the conventions of the piece, like the genre of media. And the problem I have, and the thing that I hope to see addressed, we'll see, is the fact that the best pieces of media in a given genre are the ones that know when to break convention and when to not just do the thing because it's the convention of the genre and how to walk that line. I'm currently kind of hand-waving this in my playthrough as Alan Wake is a shitty writer who cannot see beyond the most tropey existence of the genres that he has focused his writing on. But it does feel like, I look at this as a detective game so far and go, this is not as detective game as it would be if it wasn't Alan Wake. It is shying away in some respects from being a detective game because it has to also be an Alan Wake game at the same time. The dance between how much it exists within genre conventions and does so knowingly or not is something that I am too early to really know how I feel about, and so much of it is going to depend on how it sticks the landing. It is a game that, I have been going through this, moment to moment, generally really enjoying this game, while having no idea what's going on or where it's going and whether I'm going to like it by the end. That 15 minutes or so of frustration after the necklace thing aside, I think the way I keep going is I'm enjoying this right now. I don't know if I'll later hate it, but right now I'm here for the ride. I'm sure I will have more thoughts about Alan Wake by next week, once I have seen it through. Did anyone else have anything else they want to say about that? Or just 55 minutes into it.
Just that I think it is a really enjoyable game with a lot of caveats. Like, and it is certainly not going to be something that all, or maybe, I mean, I don't want to say most, I think most people can find some enjoyment out of this game. And I do think that the story is really interesting, and I'm usually the guy who bags on narrative in games a lot. And this is not perfect, certainly. But I am impressed with the audacity and the extent to which I think it is successful within that audacity. It's an interesting work.
I am hoping to feel very similarly to that by the end.
Yeah.
Like, I'm okay with having some problems with it. I hope it sticks to the landing enough that that's the sort of way I walk away from it.
Yeah. What else has been played?
Can I talk about a thing I'm just uncritically loving
I'd
this
love
week?
that.
Yeah.
I've been playing Dave the Diver, which I don't know if either of you have played.
Oh, yes, I keep meaning to play this.
I've seen it so highly praised that I do need to play it.
I've been in a similar position, and it just came out on Switch this week, and I was like, okay, fuck it, good excuse to get around to it. This game is fantastic, and I understand all of the hype that people have for it. On the surface, it is a pretty simple premise. You are a guy called Dave who enjoys sushi and kinda got tricked by a friend into being the diving person who collects, fish for a sushi restaurant that he is starting up. A lot of people around your character Dave probably taking advantage of his good nature a little bit, but you are basically, the game is split into two halves. On paper, it is go dive underwater and collect a bunch of fish and go exploring and do a bunch of upgrades to be able to explore in more kinds of different ways. And the other half is a restaurant simulator where you are picking the menu for the day based on the fish that you have caught and running things frantically back and forth through dinner service to try and bring people their meals on time. Without getting into the other mechanics and narrative elements that sort of build on top of that base, the core of the game is really good. The way that the diving mechanics work, and a lot of these things can be upgraded as you go through, is basically you have a limited amount of oxygen, you have a carrying capacity for what weight of supplies you can bring back up to the surface. You can go over it a bit and get encumbered and swim slower, but eventually it'll be you cannot pick anything else up. You can kind of make these dives go on essentially as long as you want them to. There's usually a lot of oh, you found a discarded oxygen tank somewhere down underwater, or a clam that had air bubbles in it, or some, thing like that. So if you want to keep exploring, you can. And as you go further down, you will start finding fish that will be a bit more aggressive, and sometimes you'll have to avoid attacks and, maybe fight off a shark with a knife a little bit to get, a shark's head for some soup. And your oxygen meter sort of doubles as your health meter in that regard. I really enjoy the way that this game layers at a pretty good pace lots and lots and lots of additional mechanics and things to be doing around that. One of the things I think it does best is its pacing. In its first 4 or 5 hours, basically between every single dive you do, you will get some NPC come up with something for you, be it I've given you a little, here's a Ash Ketchum ripoff who's giving you a Pokedex to catalogue all your fish, or here's a person who's going to teach you about ecology and you can go start doing ecology missions, or this person who wants to research whether merfolk are real. And that sounds like it would be an overwhelming pace to do these things, but on average I found one of these dives is maybe 15 to 20 minutes if you are having a good explore. And having that 15 or 20 minutes of doing mechanically the one thing and then it's cool, we introduced one additional thing to optionally think about while you're down there. That pace really well balances lots and lots of novelty and making it feel like there is a lot going on without it being overwhelmingly thrown at you. You always have at least a 15 to 20 minute dive to go, this is the dive where I focus on learning that new thing. Similarly, I really enjoy the restaurant management side of it that exists. It's very basic. every night you pick a certain number of recipes to...
I should get back to it.
Chef that handles making them, you just run back and forth frantically picking up plates and bringing them to people and doing a silly little mini game with an analog stick where you try and pour some green tea.
Pause you. Let's go back to you. And let's find where I put my controller, which is here. Alright. Annoyingly, there is a heart tank on this level. Can you hear me, Zero?
Can you hear me, Zero?
Ready?
Can you hear me, Zero?
Oh, there it is.
Here goes nothing.
I didn't mean to do that. Okay, how do I get back to that bit? I really can't impress on you enough. How bad this is. The controls are upside down. When you're upside down, left is right and right is left. But up and down are not inverted. So I can't just turn my controller upside down and control it like that. Nope. Because that makes it wrong in other ways. Right, let's see. Let's do some quick maths. What is 60 divided by 16? 3 3/4. 3 3/4. That's how many stages I've got to completely do in terms of rescuing Reploids. In order to unlock X, the title character. Well, you know who it is now. Burn! Burn the ground! Burn!
Ready?
Can you hear me?
It refines energy from lava.
Can you hear me? Zero? 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 Can you hear me? Zero?
What?
Can you hear me? Zero? Here goes nothing.
Time to switch.
Here goes nothing.
Oh, there's a capsule here. I think I found all of them. You killed Jim! You bastards! Are we there? Is this it? That was very short, actually, in this game.
Ready?
There should be a transporter that warps to the factory core. Darn. The heat is blocking our search.
Here goes nothing.
Leave it to me.
Here goes nothing.
Leave it to me.
Here goes nothing.
Leave it to me.
Did Paul die or was Paul never alive?
Here goes nothing.
Leave it to me.
What is V Hanger?
Here goes nothing.
Leave it to me.
Here goes nothing.
I don't really know where I'm supposed to be going. And by don't really know, I don't at all know. I don't remotely know, actually. Why did I dash then? Oh, because... Right, okay, they've kept that from the SNES games. Ah. Let's see. That was evil. Why would you do that?
Here goes nothing. Here goes nothing. Leave it.
Not Trevor! I didn't mean to do that. No, put him back. Not magical Trevor. Oh, is this the capsule I'm looking for? Capsule. Teleport I'm looking for? Oh, it's Flame Hyanard. Yes, it does.
So, you're that Hyanard. You've been diagnosed with malfunction. You must come with me.
Ah, yes. That good old medical diagnosis. You've been diagnosed with something being wrong.
Oh, it's you that's causing my suffering. Then if I tear you to pieces, pain will stop.
The sickness is already in its late stages. I don't think he'll come quietly.
Warning! Warning!
No, I don't think he will. There must be a weak point on that mechanaloid. Oh, it's his leg joints. Hit them to slow them down. How do I hit the leg joints? Oh, that camera flip was fun. Is he weak to... I would say weak to air. I don't have air, do I? Yeah, I don't have his weapon. Not that it really matters.
Burn to the ground! Here goes nothing! Transformation! Leave it. Burn to the ground! Burn! 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 Here goes nothing! Leave it.
Wrong one.
Here goes nothing! Transformation! Leave it. Burn to the ground! Burn! You too! Burn! Burn to the ground! Burn to the ground! Transformation! Burn! 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 Burn to the ground! Here goes nothing! Burn to the leave it. Transformation! Burn! Burn to the ground! You too! Burn to the ground! Burn to the ground! Burn! Burn to the ground! Here goes nothing! Burn to the ground! Leave it. Transformation! Burn to the ground! Burn! Burn!
Oh, we got him. You were right about one thing, Master. He did not come quietly. While standing, press A. The weapon creates an immense circle of flame by hitting the ground with energy. A. What do they normally do? Oh, we ranked GA. Gah. We got Chuck. Paul died. So Paul was real. Paul was real. So Paul didn't turn into a Met. A Met spawned on top of Paul as I jumped towards him. And I remember a snake killed Jim. Can I just point out something? These rescuable Reploids that can die have been a mechanic since I believe X4. My first death of one of these Reploids was in this game. On this level, in fact. Some of them die pretty much as soon as they appear. I didn't have any nightmares take them in X6. So on Rookie Hunter mode, this is basically gonna make me invulnerable. Does it say anywhere how many Reploids I've rescued?
You're something else.
Who goes there? Show yourself!
I wonder who it is.
Maverick hunters to be a bit too much of a nuisance.
Maverick hunters? Well, sure. I don't like them, but they've got nothing to do with us. We'll do as we please, hunters or no. Get lost. I don't even know who the heck you are.
It's Ligma.
Let's just say I'm a sympathizer with your cause.
$19, 27, 32, 60. No. 32, what's that? 44. 44, okay. So I've got, what, 16? Okay. So if I get all of them for any one of these three, I will unlock X. And then presumably I have him from the start of the game. Should I ever want to play this ever again? You know, I don't know. Is this worse than X6? Well, I've turned Rookie Hunter mode on, which is something I've not done for any other game. God, it's not as... Whatever this game is, it's not as annoying as this constant need to fucking cough. So, I don't know. I do think I need to save. I can't remember if I've recently saved. I must have done. Can I just do this? I don't know. I just get locked in a perpetual loop of constantly saving again and again and again. Anyway, I need to go. I need to stop this. I need to quit this game while I've still got some semblance of sanity. I don't know. I say that. I'm exaggerating. Maybe it is because I've effectively got infinite lives because of Rookie Hunter mode, but I don't actually find it that terrible. I think some bits of it are pretty... I don't know. I just want to get on to MegaMan X8. X8 was actually a good game. I liked X8. And then after that, it's the Zero series, which is, you know, hard, but they are actually good games. I played X0. I played MegaMan Zero once. I completed it. Why am I going on to a thing? Alright. Who's streaming? Who's on Twitch? Well, Code Miko's online. Let's raid her if I can. Let's raid. I don't want the entire URL, just the username will do. Yes, I can raid her, so let's bring you over here. Right, let's use online on joystick. Oh, heckin' stick of joy. There are a few people, but it is one person's birthday. So we're going to drop in on Rogue Sky because it's her birthday. Right. It's that one's Twitch. Let's not do that. Right, let's drop in on Rogue Sky and I'll be back in the future. And also the past, but it's hard to go back to that one. So let's go with the future. I'll see you then. Good night.